It's congee time. 90 milliliters of rice. This is basmati. It's been soaked overnight. And 10 times the amount of water by volume. So this is 900 milliliters. I'm just gonna start boiling it. Meanwhile, I have some cilantro also, knob of ginger, and some shrimp. Okay, so I've drained the rice. So again, this is basmati rice. Traditionally, you wouldn't use it, but I've tried making congee with basmati before. It works. I'm gonna season it with a touch of salt and a little bit of vegetable oil. Stir to incorporate that. I don't know what that does exactly, but I've seen people do it. So I'm just gonna go ahead and do it. I'm gonna set this aside. Water's boiling. Rice going in. I'm gonna give this a stir. Well, I'm gonna be constantly stirring this for the next 5 minutes. I'm gonna keep the heat on high. It's been 5 minutes. Now, I'm gonna turn the heat down to the lowest setting possible. I'm gonna slap the lid back on. And this is just gonna go for 40 to 45 minutes. Now you do need to kind of keep an eye on the congee, and if it's starting to kind of like foam up and threaten to overboil, just like let out some of the hot air, put it back on, and it should be fine. So I got about 5 ounces of shrimp here. I'm just gonna do a quick marinate, touch of salt, a little bit of white pepper, a little bit of Sichuan peppercorn oil, a little bit of sesame oil, and about 1/4 teaspoon baking soda. This is to give the shrimp that snappy mouthfeel. Then you just kind of mix everything together. Okay, so that's all set, ready to go. Just gonna set that aside. Got a whole bunch of cilantro. Cut the ends off. And then I like to just cut them into like 3/4 of an inch to 1 inch chunks, so that they don't just like disappear when I put them in the congee. And then with the ginger, I'm just gonna julienne this knob here. Really, the thinner the better. Julienne ginger. It's been 45 minutes and look what we have here. I'm gonna throw the shrimp in there. I'm keeping the heat on low. And as you can see, it's already turning red here, so there's no need to put it on full blast or anything. And then I'm gonna take my ginger, put that in as well. Now I'm gonna season it. Gotta go heavy on salt here because this is a lot of congee. 3 healthy pinches of salt. Stir that in. At this point, I'm gonna turn the heat off because there's enough heat to like gently cook that shrimp. I'm gonna give that a taste. Pretty good. Not quite there with the salt level. Here you can see like all the rice grains have like opened up. And all the starch has thickened the congee, so this is another indicator that it's done. One last taste, it should be fine. Love it. All right, let me add a whole bunch of white pepper in there. A few dashes of sesame oil, just to finish it off. Mix that around. And finally, cilantro. And that's it. Congee is done. All right, let's dig in here. And you really have to put that much salt in your congee to make it like taste like something. And the cilantro and the ginger just add, you know, some fresh notes. Now you can make your congee like as thick or as thin as you want, but this is kind of the thickness of a 1 to 10 rice to water ratio. Like this is kind of ideal. Like I like it like pretty thick, but then it's also like not dry. If you want it like thinner, you probably want to go for a 1 to 12 ratio.
And what type of rice you use doesn't really affect much here because everything's like so cooked that it breaks down, like the rice grains break down. So like if you use like sushi rice to make congee, you probably get something that looks like this as well. This stuff takes like about an hour start to finish if you don't count the overnight soak of the rice. So it takes time, but it's worth it. Some rice cookers out there, like the fancy ones, have like a congee option. So like if you just do it in a rice cooker or like an Instant Pot, you'll probably get it done faster. But I like this way better because you just you have control over a whole bunch of things, and you're watching it getting cooked real time. I feel like congee has a reputation of like being the food that you eat and you only eat if you're sick, because it's easy to digest and it really warms you up. But I mean, it's good on its own. Like you don't have to be sick to eat congee. All finished. I'm gonna finish everything left in the pot as well. This is just too good for me to not do it. But yeah, shrimp congee takes a little bit of time, but it's really worth it. Use whatever type of rice you want. And yeah, make it. If you have like an hour to spare. Like, subscribe, comment, share. I'm out of here.